strongly cautioned, the following programs are intended for mature audiences over the age of 18. These programs may contain some material that many parents would not find suitable for children and may include intense violence, sexual situations, coarse language, and suggestive dialogue.
What's up? So I'm sure a lot of people are like, what the fuck is this?
Right? Like, what is this? New Year's Eve fuckers are on here making us watch you.
First off, who the fuck is on with y'all? So we have our new guest co-host, Meg, who'll be with us on all these little special editions that we're doing for Counting Down Welcome to Rockville, one of the biggest hard rock and metal festivals in the United States and maybe possibly the damn world. I mean, I know there's some big ass festivals overseas, but for us over here, it's one of the biggest ones and one of the best ones.
That's right.
So we're basically going to cover every band on every stage, and we're going to do one stage per episode leading all the way up to Rockville, because I mean, we might as well fucking cover one of the festivals, and this is probably the one to fucking cover.
That's right. And it's just around the corner, right? We're about, 19 weeks away, 20 weeks away from it. So we got a lot to cover within 19 to 20 weeks here, guys.
Coming quick.
I missed when it was in Jacksonville, because when I first started going to it, it was in Jacksonville. Now it's in fucking Daytona. I don't like it. I don't like it.
You don't like change. What are you talking about?
I just like excuses to go to Jacksonville. Jacksonville's closer. It's only like 2.5 hours for me. So now it's a lot further.
Well, and if you're going to see all those people on one stage, I guess they're going to make you travel for it. But that's all right, because we got some good ones.
Before we get into it, we'll be covering these bands and cover the stages, but we'll also be talking about like festivals in general. Like, is it worth it? Because the prices from back, because I went to the very first one in Rockville, the very first one.
Yes.
To me, it is. To me, it is because you're paying a whole lot of money. But if you think about it, if you went to every concert that you wanted to of every band throughout the entire year, and you see what you spent in hotels, fucking food, the tickets. And especially if you went VIP every single time and paid for meet and greets, take how much you spent over that whole year now versus going to that one big festival where you could see probably every damn band that you wanted to see over the year in one spot, in one shot, in a couple of days.
Think about the parking pass alone. The parking pass alone, if you paid, you went to 6 concerts, right? Think about each parking pass, how much that cost. You would have like 1 to 2 tickets, depending on what you're doing or what's going on, right? You would be able to have a whole freaking ticket.
Yeah.
Why not just all in one.
Yeah, because I mean, you think about event parking. Every show has event parking, and I know I've seen event parking, especially like whenever I went to last time I went to a Jaguars game, it was $55 for parking. Just for parking.
Now do that every time.
Yeah, just for parking.
Yeah,
$55.
You gotta walk like 20 miles just to get there, or crawl.
I think I actually had to walk about
Slither
3.5 miles. I think it was about 3.5 miles that I had to walk over the stadium.
Even for paying for $55, that's crazy.
Mm-hmm. Yep, and they do it for all of these concerts, especially if it's like a Coliseum concert or some shit. You gonna be paying for that parking.
Right.
So on that, we will go ahead and break. Now, there's one thing about Welcome to Rockville I do miss. They used to, back in the day, they used to do a pre-party before Welcome to Rockville. Now, I know they probably cut that out because now Rockville's 4 days. But back when I think the last time I went, Rockville was only 2 days. So it was only Saturday and Sunday, and that was it. So usually Friday night would be, fucking the pre-party, and then Saturday and Sunday, and that was over. And then it
so you're pretty much partying for like a whole weekend.
Yeah, and then it turned into a 3-day, and I went a few times for the 3 days, and now they're all 4 days long. So I guess that's why they kind of cut out the pre-party, was because of that. I'll go 5 days. I'll go 5 days of watching fucking bands.
Let's do it. May kill me, but let's do it.
Just once a year, you guys can do it. Practice all year.
Here's the thing, like, for me to go to a festival now, I'm a little afraid to go to a festival because I'm older. And the last time I went to a festival was probably in my low 30s, I think.
Yeah.
So it's been over a decade. And I know I've had friends hit me up and like, let's go. And I'm like, I'm scared.
Well, it's not the same the older you get. I mean, that's really how it is. You have to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah. So
you can still rock it. It's all right.
We're going to go ahead and break right into the first stage for the first day, which is going to be Thursday. We're going with stage 1, and I'm going to kind of let Meg introduce these bands and kind of start it out for us. Dun, dun. She's the new girl on the block, so she's going to get put in the hot seat for a minute.
God damn it. All right, well, first one up is Big Ass Truck. They are blue collar beatdown, as I've seen described online. Yeah.
They're an interesting little group. They're from California, right? If I'm correct. They're like, I want to say SoCal area, but I'm not sure. Kind of in that little area up there.
Yeah, San Bernardino
area.
Yeah,
they definitely have a lot of crowd interaction. What I did when I see that, when I was looking at their stuff, it looks like their crowd was just fucking digging it. Like they were just hardcore,
multiple
just
shows.
going with it. Yeah, it really was, and it seems like they carry on that enthusiasm and that energy during that whole entire time.
Well, they obviously have a big local push on that band. Now, I know a lot of people are like, "Why are you covering Rockville? It's nothing but big bands." Wrong. There's actually a lot of independent bands that are playing Rockville, and a lot of these independent bands are starting to get on these big festivals because the whole entire thing has changed. So this first band, Big Ass Truck, this is a DIY independent band that's out of California. I think I looked them up on Instagram. They only got about 15,000 followers on Instagram, but they somehow managed to get their way into Rockville, so they obviously have some type of following somewhere to get on to Rockville. Either that or they fucking hit the lottery somehow.
The fact is they got it, and they're going to be on that stage on the very first day, right? On stage 1, fucking rocking it and kicking it off. And that's going to be the most important part of it.
The only thing that sucks for the bands, because those smaller bands, they end up putting them on like 11 o'clock in the morning, 10:30 in the morning, depending on whenever it starts. I think gates usually
still
open.
Crawling out of bed.
Yeah, well, a lot of people won't go. They won't go support those smaller bands because they look at the shit and they're like, well, damn, the first band that I even know of isn't on until 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Well, I pre-partied all night last night. I'm just gonna fucking sleep in and go at like fucking 1 o'clock. So they miss 3 or 4 bands. Well, what a lot of people don't realize is some of these bands, they're going to be fucking badass, and you're going to feel real goddamn bad that you miss getting to see them for one of the very first times if you don't take your ass and go. Because I have discovered a lot of bands at Welcome to Rockville that I'd never heard of before, and I went early. My ass was there as soon as I was there before the gates even opened. Every fucking morning, I was there before them gates opened. Already there. Fucking sucking down damn water and trying to hydrate as much as I could before I went into the first day. Because the first thing I did, I bought a beer. It was beer, 10 o'clock in the morning. Did not get
as soon as you got past the gate. He's like,
yeah.
I'm ready.
Yeah, that was very literally through the gate, beer vendor immediately. and then we would usually, because usually if the gates open at 10, you want to go straight to the beer vendor and then to fucking merch. Yes. Yep. That is like, you go get your merch out of the fucking way. And then if you got VIP, you got lockers. They give you fucking lockers for VIP. So you go get your merch, head to your locker because you don't want to carry around all your damn merch all fucking day. Throw that shit in the fucking locker. Your merch is bought. That's out of the way. Go to the fucking stage and catch the first band. So this time it's Big Ass Truck, and by the looks of it, we've been watching their videos and kind of researching them and looking at them, and their crowds are pretty nuts. It's
they're intense.
Same shit.
So I'm saying
there's this one song that they have where it's like a break, and then everyone goes Big Ass Truck. It's just
I know
like a fun time. It's like a great time at one of those shows.
Well, we'll see how they do on that stage in Florida where nobody knows who the hell they are at all.
They'll get them going. They'll get them going. Right?
I hope the best for them. So the next one is Candy.
Candy.
Yeah.
So
I went on an interesting rabbit hole with them.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. Go ahead, Meg.
All right. Well, they are a hardcore band, metalcore, techno, industrial. They have some songs that have like an electronica kind of background to them. Like you'll hear something that's like, wait, that's not normally what I hear in a hardcore band. So they're definitely like experimental. Whenever I was researching them, I found that they are big on like collaborating with other people and just trying out different things that aren't necessarily like strictly like hardcore genre.
Yeah, I was listening to him. I was like, wait a minute, this doesn't really fit. Because it seems like Rockville this year is trying to kind of like genre specific the stages every day. Like there's some that kind of fall out of it, but it seems like every stage is like genre themed throughout this whole entire Rockville this time. So it's a little bit interesting on how they did it. But when I listened to Candy, I was like, whoa, this doesn't really match the rest of the bands they have on this stage this day. But I mean, I'm down with it. I like it. I'm cool with it. But if you're trying to theme it, then they're a little bit out of their lane here on this one.
And like for stage 5, it's like it gets harder. You start earlier and it's like harder sound, and then it like gets a little bit like softer as you go along. That's what it seemed like from what I heard and listening to him today.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, if you look at day one, it does kind of get soft. Well, yeah, it kind of does get softer throughout the day, except for like Rob Zombie and that's not going to be softer, but so yeah, Candy was interesting. Their music videos were very, very interesting. So and they obviously put a whole lot into it. So let's see, are we going to do links? Yes, I will do show links after the show. I'll post links and all that, so you guys can go check out all of these bands. So who do we got next, Meg?
Next up, we've got Harm's Way. They are out of Chicago, Illinois. They started in 2006. And they're hardcore punk. They've got a really like dark, grindy kind of sound from what I heard. And so it's like a blend of like metal, industrial, hardcore is their sound.
Right.
Dude, that head singer is a freaking beast.
Yeah.
That motherfucker's huge. I was like, God damn. The fucking Hulk.
I make metal.
A big dude.
And they're coming into Rockville after doing a world tour. They're going to be in like Europe, Australia, and then they're coming into Rockville right after that.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then they're going to start going to other places in the U.S.
I don't know how, like, if you're going to do world tours like that, I would need like a massive break for my body to like reaccustom to like the time changes. And especially if you're coming from like, it's kind of weird because if you're coming from Australia to the US, it's almost like traveling back in time because they're like 15 hours ahead.
Yeah. I can't imagine having to do that.
You think about what that's going to put on your body doing that traveling and then coming straight into playing a fucking festival. You're going to have to be operating on like pure adrenaline the entire time.
Yeah. Or be like super disciplined in how you take care of your body.
Yeah, I don't know how some of these fucking guys do it. I really don't. I mean, I did it back in the day, but I didn't do no international tours. I never went on an international tour. I just played fucking, stateside, and that was up. What's up, Matt? So I'm actually pretty looking forward to seeing how this Harm's Way band goes. I've been kind of looking at their music videos. I dig what they're doing. I like what they're doing. Yeah. They seem like they're becoming a bigger and bigger band. So I like that. So who do we have next on the Full of Hell? Harm's Way I've heard of. The Full of Hell I have not heard of.
No. So they are another American band. They are power violence, sludge, grindcore, death metal. Like it's a real raw, hard sound that they've got going on. They're out of actually Ocean City, Maryland and Central Pennsylvania, and they formed in 2009.
Okay.
So they've been around a little while.
I wonder if our good friends at God's End know who those guys are.
They might.
They might have to hit up Kevin and ask him about it. Yeah, I didn't get to watch a whole lot on Full of Hell. Did you guys watch a whole lot? Because that was one of the bands I didn't really have a lot of time to like research and look into.
Just a couple.
Yeah, I did.
I did. 2 or 3 songs per band.
Yeah, I did look at them. They are a little bit different. They are harder than something that I would normally go for and do. But putting them right in the middle, I think that's a really good spot for them. They're going to get some exposure. And, hopefully it'll just help carry on through that next, group of people that are coming in. And it'll be interesting because, I mean, they're up there with a bunch of, really good people. And, coming in towards the end there, it's about ready to turn it up a little bit. So I think they're in a pretty good spot. I think they're probably going to get a lot of exposure for them.
Yeah. What's a cool thing about them too is that they're another band that is big on like collaborating, and they've actually collaborated with Health, which is a band that will be on later that day at that stage. Yeah. So it's kind of cool to see like how they're kind of blending genres with Rockville, but it seems to be like everyone's kind of already kind of blending together anyway.
Oh. See, they're wanting to put them on the same stages because a lot of these bands are going to want to play their like singles that they did collaborations with, because the fans flip out over those collaborations. Like, you've seen it with like last year's festivals when Falling in Reverse did that song with Tech Nine and Alex Terrible, and they were doing it live on these festivals because they were all on there, and people lose their fucking minds when you see two bands come together on the same stage to do those like collaboration shit. I've never seen one, but I've seen them on like YouTube and shit like that. So it'd be kind of cool to actually see one happen.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'm sure
and that kind of like brings a little thing with the unity in music, and I love seeing different bands coming together and actually playing, so that's a wonderful thing to be able to see all these bands come together and play,
especially because Health has like such a different style than Full of Health. Yeah. Even on the song that they collaborated with, I don't think I wrote it down, but the song that they collaborated on, it's got a totally different sound than what you usually hear with Full of Health.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I can't wait to see that.
That will definitely be interesting.
So the next one we've got on our list is going to be Converge. Another American band, I guess. Are they?
Yeah, Converge has been around for a very long time.
Yeah.
Very long time. Because I remember
1990.
Yeah, I was about to say, I remember I've seen Converge a bunch of times, and it was like way back when I've seen Converge.
Way back.
These guys are like hardcore veterans, but I think they actually disappeared for a while, and they went on like a hiatus for quite a long time, and now I think they're starting to really make a huge comeback at this point.
Yeah.
They got some great videos on YouTube. So, I mean, if you guys don't, know some of these bands and stuff that are on there, I know a lot of my research, I went on YouTube. There's a lot of great videos. And I've also noticed with the videos, because I'm a big video person, right? We always talk about videos and different qualities and different ways of doing it. So definitely start checking some of these people out with their videos, follow their pages, like them, see what they're doing at Rockville. You never know. You might become a new fan.
Exactly. I'm definitely become a new fan of these new bands as I've been researching.
Heck yeah, there's a couple of them. I'm like, playlist check.
Like I said, I've found, and I've told some of these stories on previous shows of like, that's how I discovered Ghost. I had no idea who the fuck Ghost was, and I seen them for the first time at Welcome to Rockville. And another one that I seen for the first time was Fire from the Gods. I'd never heard of them, never seen them, had no clue who they were, and I went up to the stage and watched them, and they were fucking amazing, and now they're a huge band. Same thing, I discovered Gemini Syndrome. First time I ever watched Gemini Syndrome was fucking Welcome to Rockville. Had no clue who they were. 12-Foot Ninja. Well, I discovered them. Welcome to Rockville. They are insane.
It's a giggle every time.
Nothing More. I didn't know who the fuck. Nobody knew who Nothing More was, and they played Welcome to Rockville, and then they just fucking exploded into this massive band within like a year, and now they're huge. Of course, that was like fucking 10 years ago, but when I seen them for the first time, they were a little unknown band out of San Antonio, and now they're fucking ginormous.
Yeah.
So you never know. Don't skip out on those little bands. Just because you don't know who they are, just because you don't know the name, doesn't mean that they're not fucking fantastic, and you're going to miss some shit if you don't go and watch them.
Exactly.
Yeah, and they might be down the street from you guys too. So that's another thing. I mean, you could be hitting up those local bands and those local sites because you might see them out at Welcome to Rockville, and you're like, oh shit, that's a San Antonio guy, or hey, you're like, damn, and then you're gonna be hitting those concerts. So,
all right. So who do we have coming up next?
Health, the one that I mentioned earlier.
These guys have like appeared out of nowhere.
Yeah,
they kick ass. That's all I gotta say.
They've been around since 2005. They're from LA.
See, I didn't find out about them till this year.
Same.
Recently, within the last couple of months, because I remember I was going to work one morning, and of course I listened to Amazon, or I've got Amazon Music Unlimited, so I like to hit it on like discovery mode, where it just plays just random metal and shit like that. Well, they came on, I heard the song, and it was the one that they did with Bad Omens.
Yeah,
and
that's where I learned from them.
But when it pulled up, it didn't pull. It had Health, featuring Bad Omens, and I was just like, okay, all right, this song's dope as shit. But I wonder what they sound like on their own. So that's when I started going and like downloading a few of their songs, and I really fucking like them. I don't know what the fuck to call them. I have no idea what to put. If you're gonna,
and that's the weird thing. because it's been so heavy all day, and all of a sudden you got health, and you're like, whoa.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
It's like complete like fucking culture shock. It's like you have all these like super, super heavy bands, everything from like, you know, beat down, hardcore, grindcore, all that shit. And all of a sudden you have health, which is like, I don't even, for all you genre Nazis out there, I don't even know what fucking genre to put these guys into. I don't have a clue.
Well, what Wikipedia said was industrial, electronic, experimental, noise. Yeah.
What is noise?
It's not, I don't know. I kept saying
it sounds like there's a lot of, I want to say instrumental kind of different kind of noises. Like, you know, okay, normally you're like, okay, that's a guitar. Like, you know, that's the guitar, right? You know what it is, right? It's a guitar. But then you hear like some fucking beepity, beepity, beepity noise. That's not a fucking guitar.
No.
You know what I mean? So they're adding extra stuff into it. Besides just using your normal instruments, it's a whole bunch of different kinds and different stuff. And when I went down the YouTube rabbit hole, their freaking music videos are trippy as hell, man. But they're pretty cool.
It's kind of like a Tool video.
Good pause. Yeah.
Well, you know, they've collaborated with 9 Inch Nails, Swarm, Bad Omens, we know of. They also did the soundtrack for Max Payne 3, a video game. So they're getting around.
Yeah.
So 9 Inch Nails makes sense. Like I could see them do, but see, health to me, I mean, I haven't listened to enough of it to be able to judge, though. I'm about to go run my mouth, and I haven't listened to enough of their songs to judge. I mean, I guess they would be industrial, but for some reason, when I hear industrial, that is like one of the first things I think of is fucking 9 Inch Nails, and I'm like, well, 9 Inch Nails is like really dark, but industrial doesn't necessarily have to mean it's dark. I don't know why my brain just automatically goes to that every single time. It always does. I have no idea why. Because like
Dark Warehouse.
Well, yeah, right? most industrial bands that I've listed, which I used to be I mean, I still like a lot of industrial metal bands, but all the industrial metal bands that are popular and well known, most of their themes are, you know, very dark, borderline gothic or whatever. So I guess it's just like that preset thing in your head that you're like, oh, gothic, industrial, dark, fucking that's exactly what it's supposed to be. But then you hear something that's like industrial but more poppy, your head's like, what the fuck is this? What's going on?
It puts your brain in the music overload sensation.
Right. It's like I don't know how to like process this band right now, because it's and actually one of my more favorite new industrial bands. I just found they're actually in here commenting. Decay, go fucking look them up. Fantastic industrial band. I love the shit out of them. So if y'all get a chance, go check them out because they're awesome. Actually, we'll be playing one of their videos tomorrow for the fucking New Year's Day music video countdown. So they'll be on there tomorrow. All right, who do we have next after Health?
All right, we have Quicksand, another post-hardcore alternative metal emo core band. Yeah,
that one was interesting because I remember us sitting down and watching the music video, that one video together. Now, I listened to a few things afterwards. The only thing I like the band. I really like the band, but it was kind of hard to hear the vocals. I don't know if it was just like audio when they switched over and did the music video, something was off, but it was really, really difficult to hear the vocals. Now, whenever I went back and downloaded on like Amazon and got it, it sounded completely different. So I was actually able to like listen to the songs better on there versus the YouTube music videos. So to me, they're like a lot like, I guess if I had to put them in, they're kind of a little bit kind of proggy, kind of like Mastodon and Tool and kind of bands like that, which I love those types of bands. So that's what it kind of seemed like, and they don't really fit the rest of these heavy bands. It's like
I think I was listening more to their early discography because I got like instant nostalgia like listening to them, because for me it sounded more like kind of like Jane's Addiction and Public Enemy and like that kind of an older sound.
Yeah.
Okay.
Their Dine Alone video. That's one of the ones that I watched and I kind of listened to as well. And it definitely makes you think a little bit differently about them, because they have a couple different ones on there and you're kind of looking at them and it's just like, but there's something there. There's definitely, something interesting and different about them. And maybe that's it. It's the uniqueness of them. And that's what I love about seeing all these artists. Yeah, they're different genres and coming in different areas, but they're all unique. It's not all the same shit. You know what I mean? Because I get tired of the same shit. I want to hear something different, even if it is metal. Give me a different metal. Give me something.
Yeah. Even within the same artist, even within the same set.
Yeah.
Like something
That's how I felt whenever if you remember a couple of how I say a couple of years ago, it was way more than a couple of years ago. It was probably fucking over 10 years ago. When some of these bands started crossing over with country music and metal. Yeah. And one of the very first bands, because I remember how I felt like, I guess the first band that I ever heard start to do it was Hell Yeah. And I'll admit, I did not like Hell Yeah. When they first came out, I did not like it. I was not about it at all. I was very upset because Mudvayne is one of my favorite bands fucking all time. And I was like, you went from Mudvayne to this crap. Now, I learned to appreciate Hell Yeah later, but when they first came out, I was a hater. I'll admit, I fucking did not like it at all. But I had to open my mind, and going to Welcome to Rockville kind of helped me open my mind to other things flipping around, because later on, I found the band Texas Hippie Coalition, and they played Welcome to Rockville, and that was the first time I ever seen them, and I was like, okay, it's not bad. It's all right. It's growing on me. So I'm now open to like the experimenting and having all these different things into metal and hard rock and and a lot of those bands, they actually do play them early in the day, because Welcome to Rockville sees them as like too much of a gamble to play later in the day. So unless they already have a huge following, then of course then they don't give a shit. But for somebody who's like newer on the scene, they're gonna stick it down. But that was like 12 Foot Ninja. That is one of the most fucking insane goddamn bands that you could watch. If you have not seen 12 Foot Ninja, just go fucking watch their videos. They literally mix every genre within one goddamn music video. It could go from metal to salsa to disco, back to metal to something else, all within the same damn song. It's fucking nuts. And all their music is like that. Wow. Like, it is insane. And I actually met the lead singer out in the crowd, because we went, I can't remember what band we were. Actually, it was the first time I was watching Nothing More, because it was like a mystery band, and it was like the first band up, and the whole entire time they never announced who the band was. It was just question marks. First band, like 10:30 in the morning. It was Nothing More. So we walked up, and this guy in front of me had on this shirt it said Thal on the back of it, and I knew exactly what it was. It was a band that I had just discovered. I think they're out of like Belgium or Sweden, but it's a band called Vilharda, which I fucking love that goddamn band. And I walked up to him. I was like, dude, you know who Vilharda is? He was like, oh yeah, man. We started fucking talking about it. He goes, well, my band's playing here in like an hour on this stage. You should come watch this. I'm like, oh, you're playing? He was like, yeah. I was like, fuck it, okay. Yeah. So I went and watched them, and I was just like, what in the hell is going? I like it. I feel strange for liking it, but I like it.
Like, is this right?
Yeah, but that's the fucking cool thing fucking about it. It's fucking awesome. So, leading into the last band.
Drum roll. All right, the Dillinger Escape Plan. Bum, bum, bum.
This is going to be a huge crowd favorite.
Oh, yeah.
These guys have such a huge following. Huge following.
I would hope so. been around.
And they like come in, bust the doors down, and just like raw moments. It's just
I've seen them. Like the last time I seen them, it's been a very long time. But I've seen them twice. I've seen them. I think it was on the Vans Warped Tour.
Yeah.
And then I seen them play back when they were doing the God damn it, Mayhem Music Festival.
Yeah.
So I seen them on Mayhem and I seen them on Vans Warped Tour, and these guys are absolutely fucking insane. And if they still do the same stage show that they did back then, you're in for some fucking insane shit. Exactly. Decay.
Oh, yeah.
These guys are fucking nuts.
Nice.
Like,
their music is crazy. It's so like off the wall. Just insane.
One of the things I love about them though is that they're clear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very, very clear singing. I don't know how he does it, but it's so like just clear as a bell, and you can still, get down and just like raw out with it. But like for me, I'm old. Sorry, guys. I can't understand things sometimes. So I need to
Dillinger Escape Plan is kind of one of those bands. Like I put them in the same categories of like I Wrestled a Bear Once and
definitely
Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza and the Red Chord and bands like that. Like I loved those bands. Those bands were a huge part of my life for many, many years because that's all I listened to was shit like that. And Doc Acula, I know a lot of people probably don't remember Doc Acula, but I fucking love them. I still listen to them. They're actually back now. But yeah, Doc Acula was the shit back in the day. And now that I Wrestled a Bear Once is hopefully coming back.
Hopefully it's not coming back.
I'm gonna lose my ever loving shit if they go on tour because you better be goddamned. I'm going. I don't care if I gotta fly, drive, wherever the fuck I gotta go. My ass is going. I'm going.
Like, give me an I Wrestled a Bear Once. I want Mo forever.
But Dillinger Escape Plan is one of those that fall into that line, and these bands are known for their fucking live shows, and they are fucking intense. Like they're intense. And you go on to fucking YouTube and watch some of Dillinger Escape Plan's fucking live music videos that they did, and they are just I don't know how they're not dead, to be honest.
they just got a lot of energy. And I mean, I guess that's the thing to say. I mean, a lot of these people got to be in shape for this stuff. This isn't,
dude. They got like fucking 5-year-old energy. Because I've got I've got nephews that are like 5-6 years old, and they never stop. It's never. It's fucking 10,000 miles an hour till the time that you have to like force them into bed. It is go 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 go, and that's how this band is. And I'm like, how the fuck do you guys do this shit? Because I don't know. Like I've seen them crawling on top of shit, jumping off of fucking rafters into the goddamn crowd, like literally risking lemon life just to pump up the fucking crowd. And I'm like, how the fuck? Y'all got some massive balls. Massive balls. Because there you go. See, dude beats himself in the face with a fucking mic, and he's bleeding all over the goddamn place. And I have actually seen that.
It's a biohazard.
Dillinger Escape Plan.
He's up in the front with the fucking
the poncho. It's not Guar yet,
right? You ain't giving me.
No, and their shit ain't fake. Like everything they fucking do, it's completely off the wall. Yeah, it's off the wall. It's balls to the wall. It's if we die, we die. If I die right here on the stage, fucking so be it. And I'm like, I don't know how the hell. No, you got bigger balls than me, y'all.
Here they come. They're about ready to kick it off with a vengeance.
Yeah. So as far as like that stage one on that first day, do you guys think that was a good way to start off Welcome to Rockville going that heavy?
Yeah. Why not?
Yeah.
I mean, I know it's scattered throughout the day, but obviously stage one, at least your first 2 to 3 bands are going to be, that's going to be the only stage running up until a certain point.
Yeah,
Right.
it gives you a nice little smorgasbord right before, some other ones start really kicking off. It gives you a little taste of everything what they got there.
Yeah.
Well, here's why they do it. So you've got that first stage, and that first stage always has a lot of the unknowns. And they'll probably play 2 or 3, maybe 4 bands before the other stages open up. The reason why is because they want to drive the entire crowd to that one stage to watch the unknown bands. It's them trying to throw a bone to those unknown bands. It is basically essentially what they're trying to do, which I think it's a great idea. Like it's a cool idea. It helps them get seen.
Yeah.
It's really good. And I've seen a lot of festivals that don't do that. Like whatever slots, every stage is open at the exact same time. And if you're a smaller band, there's a bunch of big bands playing. Fuck you. Too bad. You're shit out of luck.
Yeah.
It's OL.
So it is nice to see some festivals that are like, all right, we're going to play a couple of unknown bands. They're going to play first before any other stages open, before any other bands go on, so we could try to get them some exposure.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I don't blame them, though. I mean, it gets everything circulating, too. I mean, you got your beer tent over there. You got your merch tent over there. Kind of circulate around a little bit.
Yeah, because
it's going to get even heavier on stage 4, though.
Yeah.
Around that same time, it's going to be heavy.
Yeah, no, I mean, and that's not the heaviest day. I know a lot of people are like, oh, that's a lot of craziness. It's grindcore, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, no, when we actually get to it for day 3, there's a stage. Stage 1 is it's the heaviest stage of the entire fucking goddamn festival, and it's going to tear you limb from limb. And I can't wait for that stage because I've got friends playing on that stage, and I can't. Well, I'm not going to give it away because that's for a whole nother podcast. But that stage is going to be fucking intense. That is probably the most intense stage of the entire festival.
Oh yeah,
or one of them. It's going to be fucking nuts.
I can't wait.
And not to mention all it, because there's so many fucking bucket lists on this damn shit that I want to see. So many that are on there that I want to see. And I know for a lot of you that are watching, actually, Meg and I will both be there at fucking Welcome to Rockville the whole entire fucking time. So we'll be, taking pictures, covering shit. Hopefully we can snag some fucking interviews and shit like that for Sound Injection and 434 Media. It's going to be a good time. If you see us, come say hi, come take some pictures, whatever. But we will be out there. So in closing thoughts, do you guys have any closing thoughts on stage 1 at all? Anything you like, anything you would change, anything you think should have been done differently?
I really can't say if I think anything should have been done differently, but I'm happy to have learned of a couple of new bands that I've added to my playlists.
Yeah, definitely. I think it's a good arrangement. Like I said, it's different. It's not the same. It's different things that are coming in. You're not seeing the same shit that you're always seeing. And as you escalate throughout the day, it's something that's, keeping you engaged. They're bringing that hardcore stuff in. They're, making it to where, full of energy, a lot of impact. So you're not going to just be sitting around with your thumb up your ass. You're going to be out there fucking rocking. That's what you paid to go do. And that's what's going to happen. And each day is going to get more and more and more. So you might as well just start off and see them all, because how many bands are in all? Out of all the days, how many bands altogether?
There's over 150
plus.
Don't miss out, guys. Come on. That's not
150 plus. 150 plus. And and the bad thing is, it's like, here's the bad thing about it, and it's going to come down to it, and everybody's like, you always have this like already preset notion that I want to see this band, this band, this band, this band, this band, this band. I hate to tell you this, you're going to miss some of the bands you want to see because there's going to be times that you're going to have to choose the lesser of the three evils and choose which one you want to see more. And it's going to break your heart because I've had to do it many a times.
That's right.
Many times I've had to
I'm going to stage hop. I'm going to like run, be like one song. Okay, to the next stage.
It's going to be sprinting.
It's bad.
I did it in California at Aftershock. I sure did.
It is so bad. Like it really is. It's really bad. And now the nice thing is you know damn well whenever the main stage is hit, the only bands that are gonna be playing is the three headliners. So you know damn well you get to see the three headliners from the main stage every single night. So you know that's gonna happen. But throughout the rest of the day, that's where it gets fucking challenging. And you're going to get some of your favorite bands that are playing at the exact same time, or one starts 20 minutes prior to the other one. You have to decide if you're going to see 20 minutes and run and catch this one, or if you're going to say, fuck this band and watch the whole thing. Like, it's just, it tears your soul apart. It does. It's so bad. And as long as weather's good, because we actually had a year that we went and we actually missed one of the bands that we really wanted to fucking see. Like we wanted to see me and my brother wanted to see them so bad. And we didn't get to fucking see them because a big storm came in and we ended up having a fucking tornado.
Fuck.
And everybody's like they have us all underneath the underpass. It's pouring rain. There's literally a tornado on the ground near where we're at, and everybody's just getting hammered drunk. I mean, everybody just didn't give a fuck. Everybody's like, no, open the stages up.
Tornado.
Yeah, might as well. Shit.
Hammered. I was now my brother, he was obliterated. I mean, fucking obliterated. And he did not give two shits. He was like, no, he walked right there out there and sat down the middle of the goddamn field, pouring fucking rain, muddy, did not fucking care, just sitting there drinking goddamn. Damn. We had these big, like, 40 ounce. We had these big 40-ounce thermoses that we bought that we found a bartender. They weren't supposed to be doing it for us, but we found this bartender that liked us. So we talked her into filling it up full of Jack and Coke. I mean, 40-ounce thermoses full of fucking Jack and Coke. So we're getting obliterated, and we did not give two fucks whether there's a goddamn tornado or not. We were like, fucking play. Let's fucking do it. Of course, it would have been dangerous. It was stupid, but, you know, we still had a good time. Yeah, but we ended up, who was it that we missed that we went? Oh, it was fucking Breaking Benjamin. That's who it was.
I would have been so upset.
Yeah, well, there was a bunch of bands that got cut, but I think Slayer got cut, Breaking Benjamin got cut, and somebody else got cut because of the fucking weather. And then finally it died out good enough for them to come back on. And I think the band up after that was like Ministry. We were like, fucking left. Yeah. I know there's a lot of Ministry fans. I've never been a big Ministry fan. That's one industrial band I really couldn't get into, but it was pretty bad because I think we watched the first 3 songs and he came out like right at the beginning so goddamn drunk that he couldn't fucking play, and he like face planted during like the 3rd song. Oh yeah, I mean he just fucking face planted. Band kept playing, and he's just sprawled out on the stage and. He got up,
like, hey,
mumbled. Yeah, basically mumbled through. He's like up on his mic like this, like leaned over.
I'm still singing.
Oh yeah,
nothing's coming out.
Yeah, right? it was pretty up, Uncle Al. It was pretty bad. But on that, we are pretty much at the end of time. We'll be back again with another stage next Tuesday.
Yep.
Do not miss us.
Tomorrow, Jagz?
Tomorrow is hopefully we're going to have 50 music videos. I'm trying, but I don't know if I'm actually going to make it or not because my fucking processor's all fucked up right now. but we're going to have between 35 to 50 music videos that we're going to be playing. I think we're going to start at noon my time or 11 my time.
I think it's 11 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m.
Right.
Central.
Correct. So we are doing that. On that, everybody who's watching, please make good decisions tonight.
Yes,
don't fucking drink and drive. Don't do stupid shit.
Definitely.
Don't make that bad decision. Them fucking those blue lights are going to be heavy as fuck tonight. Don't think that you're going to get away with it because you're probably not. There's going to be hella checkpoints. Do the right thing.
Just have a good time. Turn that music up. Drink your drinks. Hang out with your friends. Don't get caught and have fun.
Don't go nowhere.
Exactly. I actually am going out tonight, but I'm gonna be good. I'm gonna be good. I am going out, but I'm gonna be good. So on that, we love you guys. We'll see you tomorrow morning, and the three of us will see you again next Tuesday. On that, y'all have a fantastic New Year's Eve.
Happy New Year's.
See you next year.